about it was a lorry load of interesting cheeses.
Hello, it's me again. So developing yourself is difficult, isn't it? Here's me developing my fitness on my biannual run, and I always feel better for it. And here's me developing my brain by trying to comprehend the alternate timeline logic created in Warlords of Draenor. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make through amateurish sketch comedy is that development is hard, and that includes leveling in World of Warcraft. So for this reason I've put together this guide to help us all level and get to endgame a bit faster. Now, whilst I think it's very nice of Blizzard to have put a load of story in the questing zones, bless them, we won't be listening to any of that crap, as that would actually put value and meaning into the game that we just bought, and who needs that when you could have a high eye level that'll soon be meaningless once the next patch hits. But those 2 weeks we're going to have at the top are going to be so good. So at the point of making this video, it should take about 20 hours to get to level 110. Raids launch 3 weeks after release, and Mythic plus dungeons at the same time. So let's get fat and sweaty, but elite and ready for endgame in this time. So before we start, are you prepared? You know, because Illidan, the catchphrase? Blizzard are loving that catchphrase at the moment. I can just imagine all the devs in all their Legion shirts on a night out, using it as a chat-up line to very puzzled looking women that are clutching their pepper spray tightly due to the quite, well, rapey undertones of that line. So before you set out to do Legion stuff, get to the auction house, get your health and mana potions, get your DPS flask, and then put them all in your hotbar. All these flasks are just going to give you that edge so you can level that much quicker. Also set up one of your ults as a bank ult, or as I like to call them, personal admin bitch. Give him some massive bags and stand him by the mailbox, because what else are rows good for? You know, like, really. So once you get into the Legion expansion content, if you're going for pure leveling speed, there's an 850 ring that you can buy at the Jewel Crafters in Dalaran. Dalaran being the starting point for the Legion expansion after the Broken Shore intro quests. This ring can only be equipped at level 101 and costs 250,000, but there's nothing stopping you buying this at level 100. If you're a hardcore raider, then Blizzard has you by the balls on this one, I'm afraid. So just hand over the gold and put on the ring whilst you die a little inside. So let's talk artifacts. So you're going to have to do the artifact quest line. Just make sure you pick the artifact weapon that you're going to be using at endgame, and then channel all of the resources that you get into this weapon. You'll get your artifact weapon for your secondary spec at level 102, but channeling your resources into this is going to slow your progression at endgame, so just don't. So in terms of zones, people are saying at the moment that it'll take about 2.5 zones to get to max level. Remember that the zones scale to your level now, so in theory you could pick any to go to. In terms of which zone you should pick to go to first, people are saying that Stormheim isn't efficient for leveling, so maybe skip this one at first, but Azuna is good for starting up your professions, so if that's a priority for you, go to Azuna. However, if you do want flying as soon as it comes out, you're probably going to have to do all the zones anyway. Also, the reps from doing the quests in all the zones gives you access to important world quests at endgame. So, unfortunately, there's no way around it. You're just going to have to do the content that they want you to do, no matter how fun it is. Also, it's worth noting that it's not worth leaving a zone before it's completed. A lot of the people watching this video may finish prematurely, and that might be a problem for them. They may be getting too excited. They might find it's getting too hard. They're probably doing it too fast. My advice to them is just find a rhythm, think of your grandma, you know, the less fit one, and you'll work through this issue. The reason why you'll want to max out the zone is that each one finishes in a dungeon, which gives you a nice chunk of experience and an eye level 800 weapon. Okay, so next, one common question is, how often do you want to go back to Dalaran? There's a few theories about how often you should head home to sort out your admin that go from don't go at all and just sweat through the levels to go back nearly every level. I think that a good middle ground is to go back at level 102 and 105, because this is when the more important stuff happens with either your class hall or artifact weapon. The main rule is just make sure that your main quest line is progressing with each. So endgame. The aim here is to get to eye level 810 to unlock heroic dungeons so you can just progress from there. After you get to level 110, your eye level will still most likely suck ass. To resolve this ass suckage, the world quests are priority 1, and you'll need the various faction rep up to friendly to unlock these, so just get some quests done and these will be unlocked. These will give you access to gear, resources, and a small chance at legendaries. You'll also want to get to Suramar, which will hand out loads of gear and resources. And that's all I've got for you, I'm afraid. It doesn't seem like you can cheese the leveling as much as you could in previous expansions, partly because of the new scaling technology, but maybe that means we can get more into the story? Nah, I'm just joking. I'm not sure my spacebar and escape button is even a quit to deal with the hammering they're going to take from my attempts to skip the story that I've effectively paid for. Anyway, all this talk about premature ejaculations has reminded me of something I have to do. As always, thanks for watching, and I would very much appreciate it if you could like, comment and / or subscribe, because it really does help our channel out. Basically, our parents didn't love us, so we seek the approval of others to fill the endless void where our hearts should be. So yeah, click those buttons. Peace.